Jon Jones' most important fight is against Tom Aspinall. Okay, this fight is going to make or break this man's GOAT status. All right, real talk. I know a lot of people have been discussing recently if Jon Jones is truly the GOAT of MMA. Okay, I think even in my recent videos, one of my past videos, I was like, Jon Jones is the GOAT of MMA, right? You guys were like, no he's not, right? So I was like, okay, let's really talk about it. Okay, let's talk about what's going on with Jon Jones. And you know what? I'm not even gonna waste you guys' time with the long ass intro. Okay, we getting straight into it. Jon Jones beat Stipe Miocic. Okay, now here's the thing with that win. Okay, Jon Jones believed that this win would solidify him as the GOAT. Okay, because Stipe Miocic is looked at as the heavyweight GOAT of MMA, right? But this is kind of like, you know, it's the same reason why we don't look at Jake Paul as one of the GOATs, because he beat one of the GOATs in Mike Tyson. Okay, it's not the same, bro. You didn't beat prime Mike Tyson. You beat an old shell of what they used to be, right? And we all know this version of Stipe Miocic was not the best version of Stipe Miocic. Okay, he was old, he was slow. You know, this was probably the worst version of Stipe we've ever seen. Okay, no cap. It was pretty bad. But listen, Jones didn't look terrible in that fight. He looked kind of slow though on the feet. He looked a little bit slow on the feet. All right, no cap. But we're going to talk about that later, okay? But this win was supposed to solidify Jon Jones as the GOAT in his eyes. But it didn't. Obviously. Now, a lot of people think Jon Jones is the GOAT, but a lot of people also think that he is not the GOAT, okay? And here's why, all right? First off, he hit a pregnant lady with his car and he ran, okay? Now, you guys are probably like, oh. What does this have to do with him being the MMA GOAT? Hear me out, people, because people bring this up a lot, okay? Him being a bad person, people don't want bad people as the GOAT of their sport, okay? He hit a pregnant lady with the car and he ran away. He beat his wife in front of his kids. You dig what I'm saying? PEDs. And also when, you know, his legacy, you know, is based off of fighting unks, okay? Fighting old, you know, good people, you know, but he was much younger than all of the people that he used to beat. You know, he was much younger. The gap in skill was crazy back in the day. All right, but these are the reasons why he's not viewed as the GOAT. Okay, mainly the PEDs, right? People be like, oh, if you use PEDs, you can't be considered the GOAT. Okay, which I can actually understand. All right, and he also beat his wife in front of his kids. Yeah, that's pretty bad, gang. I go lie to you, twin. That's kind of bad, John. But listen, bro, like, can people not change? Like, can people not grow? Can people not, you know, become better people? All right, we gotta stop condemning people for their past, okay? Especially if they've, you know, shown that they've grown. All right, not saying that Jon Jones has shown that he's grown, but he's chilled out in the more recent years. All right, he's definitely chilled out. But yeah, these are the reasons why people don't look at him as the GOAT, okay? And I 100% understand all of it, especially the PEDs part. All right, in the fighting unks, because, you know, that is something that has to be discussed. And when he stopped fighting unks, when he started fighting these, you know, dangerous people like Dominic Reyes, you know, the fights became closer. People with his attributes, you know, his physical attributes, these fights became closer, you know, and that's why people don't view him as the GOAT, right? But here's why I view him as the GOAT of MMA, okay? purely based off of his content, okay, we can talk about the limitations that Jon Jones has with his origin, you know, just based off of being a bad guy, you know. But let's look at the content, bro. Like, I believe his technique is the best in MMA. I genuinely do. I haven't seen someone like have that. Like, when I think about like perfect technique in combat sports, oftentimes I think about the highest level of boxing, right? Their technique at the highest level of boxing is like perfect, okay? I kind of view that the same way with Jon Jones, you know, like his technique with almost everything he does is perfect, right? It's perfect. His defense, I didn't add this on the list, his defense is also great. In the Dominic Reyes fight, you know, the fight that people say he lost, I think his defense was actually great in that fight, and I think he was actually getting hit a lot less than people think, right? But next is range management, okay, you know, really good at managing his distance, his range, usually that is to his advantage. His clinch control, his wrestling, that's often, you know, that's sorry guys, I am quite sick, okay? That's one of them a lot of fights, okay? His superiority in the clinch, his wrestling, okay, that's won him a lot of fights, especially at a weight division where a lot of people that's a lot of people's weakness, right? Especially at the when he was at the light heavyweight, when he was a light heavyweight, you know, especially now that he's a heavyweight, like his wrestling and his clinch control is going to be an advantage for him, especially with that lower weight class skill, okay? Next is shot selection. You know, beautiful shot selection, knows what to do in situations, thinks quick, you know. Daniel Cormier, when he had him rocked with that head kick, how he tripped him afterwards to just throw him off even more. I mean, that's the GOAT mind at work, okay? Just to think of, oh yeah, we gotta trip his ass, like we gotta make sure this nigga go down, like that's that GOAT mindset, that's that GOAT, you know, that, you know what I'm saying, mentality, you know. He know exactly what to do in that situation, you know. I can't remember who he fought that one time, but you know, when his coaches told him to like throw that left overhand and it landed perfectly, and knocked his opponent out. Yeah, he listens to his coaches, but his shot selection is also very good. But he's very coachable. You know, his coaches tell him to do what they need him to do, and he does it. You know, he sticks to his game plan. All right, which I think also, you know, when it comes to GOATs, combat sports, martial arts, coaches are very important in you know, bringing the best out of people, right? And I think Jon Jones' coaches really brought the best out of that nigga, like real talk. Also his physical attributes, you know, he's long, rangy, tall, you dig what I'm saying? Just the perfect attributes for combat sports, martial arts, MMA, whatever you want to say. But that's why I think Jon Jones is the GOAT, okay? Strictly based off of the content, what we've seen him do, okay? I think it's better than what anyone else has tried to do in the sport in the same way, okay? He just ties it all together beautifully. It's that's just why I think he's the GOAT, okay? But we're in a new generation, okay? Very new generation. We got Tom Aspinall, okay? Gunner for that title, okay? That heavyweight title, okay? He want that, all right? Here's the thing, man. Tom Aspinall is like everything that Jon Jones doesn't want, okay? He's dangerous, okay? Very, very, very dangerous. Power in his hands, good wrestling. This is not a favorable matchup for Jon Jones, all right? In fact, this might be a shock, I believe Tom Aspinall beats Jon Jones, bro. I do. Just because of you know, what does Jon Jones struggle with? He struggles with these fast, speedy guys that are around that have similar physical attributes than him. Okay, Jon Jones is going to be the smaller guy, for the most part. You know, probably the slower guy. Tom Aspinall is definitely faster than him. Tom has more power than him. This is not a good matchup for Jon Jones. Also, he's younger than him. Terrible matchup for Jon Jones, and I believe that Tom Aspinall is going to win. Maybe even knock him out. He has that hype train around him right now. You know, he got the Dana hype train. You know, everyone wants to see him win right now. All right, and that just goes off of, you know, he's been putting up good performances. You know, and he's a cool guy. Okay, people will like to root for this guy. Okay, he's also the interim champ. You know, that has a lot of controversy around it. I just believe that everyone knows Tom Aspinall would be champion right now if it wasn't for Jon Jones. That's a real thing, right? People think that, you know, they're blocking Tom Aspinall from, you know, being champion right now, which is kind of true. He's also part of the new generation of fighters. You know, he can wrestle, strike, fast, twitchy, you know, new generation heavyweight, right? This is not a favorable matchup for Jon Jones at all, okay? Especially a slower Jon Jones past his prime, okay? New weight class. Like, this is a terrible matchup for Jon Jones. But because it's a terrible matchup for Jon Jones, this is how you solidify yourself as the GOAT, okay? This is why it's make or break for you. Niggas already contest that you're the GOAT. People already don't believe that you're the GOAT, right? If he goes out and he beats Tom Aspinall past his prime, moving up to heavyweight, and Tom Aspinall is basically the heavyweight champion right now. He beats the heavyweight champion. He is the GOAT. That nigga is the GOAT, bro. He is, bro. If he beats Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones is solidified as the GOAT, because this is not a favorable matchup at all, bro. At all. And I think with a lot of you know, with the old heads, right? Jones is in a different position than, or the opposite position he was in when, you know, he first started his career, where he was beating all the old heads, right? It's come full circle now, and I think people really like those full circle moments, you know, the storylines. This would solidify him as the GOAT, okay? This would solidify him as the GOAT. We've seen old head GOATs not be able to, you know, keep up with the new generation, you know. If Jon Jones is able to do that, he's a GOAT. No cap, he's a GOAT. Yeah, that's the video. I ain't gonna lie, I am very hot right now and very sick. Okay, you guys are like, you're always sick. Hey, it's that time. But yeah, that's the video. I ain't gonna lie. If y'all agree or disagree with me, let me know. Do y'all think Jon Jones is the GOAT? I do, but I can see why you guys don't. No cap, I can see why people don't view him as a GOAT. I can completely understand it. But if this nigga goes out and beats Tom Aspinall, I don't want to hear what y'all gotta say no more, bro. He's a GOAT. But yeah, that's the video. You know, let me know if y'all agree, disagree down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe, do other YouTuber stuff. Yeah, Kita.